Pat Buchanan is going to back up Herman Cain, talking about how Democrats keep black folks on plantations. All right, let's watch first.
I think the African-American community has embraced Great Society liberalism, which has proved devastating for the African-American families. And I wish and I admire Herman Cain for standing up and going against, if you will, the conventional wisdom and being a tough African-American businessman who succeeded in a tough world. And I admire his victory there.
But Pat, brainwashed? That's a fairly strong term.
I think what he's saying is they bought an awful lot of liberal propaganda on the liberal plantation, and I think he's right.
On the liberal plantation. Wow.
That's right.
All right. So, first of all, plantation, I don't think conservatives should be talking about plantations. You guys were the ones who ran the plantations. And you wanted to keep that system alive for as long as possible. So now you're talking about plantations. Second of all, Pat Buchanan is the guy who came up with the Southern strategy for Richard Nixon. I asked him about that on air, and he said we had a good ride. Yes, we did. The Southern strategy is let's appeal to the conservatives in the South who loved the Confederacy, and let's appeal basically, now this part he doesn't admit, but is obvious, let's appeal to their racist tendencies. Now you're talking about plantations and how liberals have African Americans on plantations. Third, the reason that they love Herman Cain is exactly this. Because now they get to say it. Buchanan's been itching to say it for years, decades. He wanted to say, ha ha, African Americans, yeah. See, the liberals are the ones who are keeping you down, wink, wink. They're the ones who got you on a plantation. Now I can say it because a black guy said it. Oh, thank God we have that one black guy. He gets to say it, and then the rest of us can say it. Because what? I have the immunity idol. My friend Herman Cain said it first. It's not like Jayar's been making that point. But before it was like they didn't say it themselves. They would just say, look at what my friend said. But now the door is a little bit more open, and Buchanan's like, well, okay, since he said it, I can repeat it. Right? That's how it works.
It is. I'm sorry. I was really trying to stay out of it. We basically covered it. But the thing is, it's where it comes to some of my best friends are black. I've got a black friend. Well, I agree with this guy, and he said it. And then Herman Cain gets the, he gets the recognition. He gets the approval from people he's always wanted approval from.
That's
for whatever reason,
yes.
even if it's just for money. He may go home and be like, oh, I can't believe I say this ridiculous BS every day. But it's a nice life.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You need someone to back it up. You need that person, and you feel the role.
Yeah. No, and it's true. Next time Buchanan sees him, he'll give him a good pat on the head, like, good job, good job, good job. And by the way, putting the derision aside, obviously I'm angry today, but think about why he does it, okay? Herman Cain, I mean, look, obviously he might believe it, and maybe he really does earnestly, think these things, right? That somehow liberals are the ones who have, made a conspiracy plan to keep African Americans down, and only he sees that plan, along with a couple of other folks in the country, and Pat Buchanan. He understands how Pat Buchanan has the interest of black Americans in mind more than liberals do. Herman Cain's figured that out. But the other reason is, the better he does on the campaign trail, the more money he's going to make afterwards. You think Herman Cain going to be president? I mean, I'm sure he dreams about it, right? But the reality is, what's much more possible, and in fact is definitely going to happen, is after this campaign is over, Herman Cain's the amount of money he can charge for speeches just went from about $5,000 to $50,000. So saying this stuff actually has a price tag. He gets rewarded very, very richly for it. So those white Republicans turn around and go, Herman or Herb, great job, great job. Now say that again, I'll give you $50,000. Because the real racket is in the speeches. That's how everybody gets paid. If you don't know, now you know.